everybody. Hello everybody and welcome to another video here on Independent Free Soul. Excuse me if I make an English language video. This channel, for those who doesn't know, is mainly a channel in Italian language, but sometimes when I feel that I want to, I make videos in English language as well. In this video I spoke a lot about the disturbing and alarming situation that occurred in Italy, and not only in Italy but also in Spain and in Austria during the pandemic era, with the crazy lockdown rules and the vaccine passports that has been introduced in the year 2021 and during basically up to the beginning of 2022, so for more than a year. Yeah, but this video is not about COVID-19, and it's more about the new election of Donald Trump as the 47th president of the United States of America. So I want to explain some things that really impressed me during the few days that I've seen, not only online but in persons. What impressed me the most is that in Europe there seems to be like panic and yeah, the right word is meltdown between leftists, people that support Democrat parties all across Europe, but not only, just in Europe you kind of see, and in Italy especially, you kind of see an atmosphere where it seems like now, with Donald Trump as the new president of the United States of America, then the end of the world is coming for us Europeans. And I want to tell you a couple of things that personally makes me very speechless, very upset, and very disgusted by how the mainstream media, because unfortunately we still have the mainstream media telling bullshit all around the internet, and not only the internet but on televisions, radio and stuff like that, at least here in Italy and in Europe, but I'm sure it's the same in the US. So I want to tell you a few things that left me speechless in this couple of days. So first of all, I see a lot of hate, a lot of anger, a lot of rage, anger, frustration directed towards Donald Trump. I even read in some of the Italians criticizing Donald Trump, I even read comments that are saying things like, "Oh my God, the bullets that has been shot towards Donald Trump this last summer, why the bullet did not hit Donald Trump's head? What a shame! What a shame! It should have hit his head, you know." Things like that nature that express a tremendous amount of violence. And I've also seen a lot of bad news being spread around the internet and not only on the newspaper about why did Donald Trump win in the US? Who are the main people that voted, that supported Donald Trump? Even in our country, who is the uh, main Trump supporter in our country, in Italy? And they made a statistic where, you know, there was this kind of graph published in a local newspaper called La Repubblica, where, you know, they made a kind of identikit of the um, most frequent supporter of Donald Trump. And from this identikit, it seemed like Donald Trump was only supported by white males, ignorant people without a university degree, low class workers, men, and only men with family. That's all. Which, guys, this is like the most unreal and the most fake uh, data that I have ever seen, you know, that tries to understand the Trump phenomenon. First of all, let me say one thing. I do not have a university degree, and I do support Donald Trump, alright? But I don't think at all that I am an ignorant person, alright? I know 4 languages. I can speak English, of course. I can speak Spanish. Yo puedo hablar un poquito de español, si tú quieres. Yo no puedo hablar español bien como puedo hablar francés o inglés, pero yo puedo entender bien. Yo comprendo bien el español. I can speak French as well. Je peux parler français, mais aussi, si vous voulez. Je parle français. Je peux parler français 80% bien. Je ne suis pas fluent en la langue française, mais je peux comprendre bien, je peux parler et je peux avoir une conversation avec les personnes françaises. Alors, je pense que je n'ai pas de problème avec la langue française. And of course I can speak Italian, which is my native language. Posso parlare italiano molto bene, perché ovviamente è la mia lingua madre. So, you know, even if I don't have a university degree, I think that I have an IQ which I can say without being arrogant, I have an IQ which is slightly above the average, you know, so I am no uneducated people. I mean, I'm nothing like that. And I want to say that I find disgusting all of the hatred, all of the disbelief, and all of the accusations that are being labeled on all the Donald Trump supporters. Because, guys, let me tell you this: we Trump supporters, at least here in Europe, we are seen as fascists. We are seen as misogynist. I mean, I never have been misogynist in my entire life. I love women. I love men. I mean, I'm not gay, but I love men like friends. So I don't believe in a superiority of men above women. Neither I believe that men are more important than women or anything like this, you know. I just believe that men and women are different, and that um, the LGBTQ community should, of course, be able to express their rights, but the LGBTQ movement should not be pushed, uh, should not be pushed and promoted like crazy, you know. It should not be promoted in schools. It should not be promoted like by by making teenagers think about changing sex even without the approval of their parents. I think the LGBTQ movement uh, should not like try to blame every other person that don't share their same conviction and their same beliefs. So, I mean, this alone would be one of the one of the best reason that I could have to be in favor and to be happy because Donald Trump won, you know. I know a lot of you could say, oh, but you're Italian. What the heck do you care about if Trump wins or loses? I mean, yeah, I'm Italian, but I am a citizen of the world, you know. I mean, during my life, I'm 33 years of age right now. During my life, I've been working for many years in UK, in England. I've been working in Kent. I've been working in Cambridgeshire. I've been working in Scotland as well. And then I've been working in France. I've been working in Südtirol, which is a um, country, a part of Italy, which is like a part of Italy which is the southern border of Austria. For those of you who doesn't know where Südtirol is, it's a part of Italy which is in the border near to Austria, you know. So, yeah. I mean, but apart from that, I think one of the main reasons because a lot of people are happy that Trump won is because we want changes. And you guys from America, I understand you very well. You guys in America want change, but a lot of people in Europe want change as well. And we as well, a lot of people like me are happy that Trump won. And I'm telling you why, because you see, I live originally, even if I traveled and worked a lot abroad, originally I come from a region called Emilia Romagna. This region in the last 2 years has suffered more than 3 major floods in the last 2 years. Yeah, more than 2 major floods, with a lot of people being injured by the mud and by the flooding rivers that literally made the water destroy everything. People died in these floods here in Emilia Romagna region. People died. People lost everything because of the floods. They lost their cars. They lost their apartments because there are people that are literally uh, living near the river that, you know, when they break out from their uh, I don't know how it's called in English. When the river break out, it floods all the apartments and houses that are literally been built, that have been literally been built near the river. So uh, people have lost their houses, people have lost their cars, people have lost their jobs because a lot of companies have been destroyed by these floods in my region, especially because my region is a strongly agricultural based region where a lot of companies are dealing with agriculture, you know, with producing products like cheese and products like ham that come literally from the agricultural rural areas. And you can imagine that when huge floods occur in these areas, this company risk literally to be completely destroyed and you know, brought to knees. And yeah, you might have seen that in Spain recently, in Valencia, there was an even bigger problem with hundreds and hundreds of people killed by a major flood, something that we have never seen before. And you know what makes me angry? You know what makes me very angry? That in both occasions, the dramatic floods in Italy and the even more dramatic flood occurred in Valencia in Spain, our European governors did little or nothing in order to help us. But that's what makes me angry the most. When it comes to help Ukraine, when it comes to help Ukraine by sending them the armies, by sending them millions and millions of euros to continue an endless war against Russia, a war that Ukraine knows deep inside. Ukraine knows deep inside that they cannot win this war. Well, when the European governors need to send money to them, to the Ukrainians, they find the money so quickly. But when we are in trouble, the people are in trouble because they literally are submerged by mud, flood, and their houses got destroyed, their cars, the people are killed, where money seems to be so hard to be found. Governor seems to be so much in trouble because they cannot find the money anywhere. So just for this reason, if I was an American citizen, I would vote Trump just for this reason. Because if he promises to end the war in Ukraine, well, I would be more than happy to see this. So I would be more than happy. And don't forget one thing, guys. Don't forget one thing. Maybe you guys, if you are listening to me from other countries, have never experienced these things. But here in Italy, we had COVID passport. Here in Italy, during the pandemic era, people like me and many others that could not or simply didn't want to take the procedure against the corona, people like us could not go anywhere. Why? Simply because we didn't agree to get injected. This is crazy. We have been discriminated. We have been marginalized by society. We have been criticized in a violent and in a disgraceful way for more than 2 years, 2021 and 2022, just because we either were hesitant or we just chose not to take this procedure. And I'm telling you more. A lot of people in Europe, not only Europe, in Italy, in Spain, in European countries, a lot of people died because they were brainwashed by the government to take the procedure, and they then afterwards suffered major severe side effects concerning their health. So our past governors are guilty of people who were forced to take these procedures and died afterwards in consequence of the adverse reactions. So people don't forget what our past governors have done to us. People don't, and people will never forget. Remind you guys this. People do not forget. And also people in Europe, just like in US, are fed up with the censorship that a lot of people have been forced to deal with, because even nowadays in social media you are not free to say what you want. Democratic Party is a joke only by their name. Democratic Party remains by the name to democracy, but for all of these things that I have explained to you, the Democratic Party is the entity the more far away of all entities from democracy. There couldn't be a more distant entity than the Democratic Party in USA. There couldn't be a more distant entity from democracy, from the true democracy. Now, I don't know if Trump will really be the solution to all of the problems that I mentioned you, and that Europe also is facing. But I know for sure one thing, that in Europe we want change. We crave change. We desire change. We desire dramatic change. And I'm sure that Trump won because even in US you desire change. You desire dramatic change. You desire a different system of power. A different system of power that defends also our principle based on religion, family. Italy, for example, is a Christian country, and when I've seen in the Paris 2024 the opening of the Olympics Games in Paris 2024 with the Jesus been mocked by all of this, representation of at the opening, of the Paris 2024 election, Jesus being literally mocked by these openings. I was very, very angry. Let me tell you this, and I was like speechless. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, So I don't understand why there is such a frustration around the left and around the Italian people that are anti-Trump. I don't understand why, especially because I think they really don't get what people like me and many other people that really like freedom. Because look, I like freedom 100%. If I go around and I talk with people, either if they are gay, they are lesbian, they are bisex, I don't care. I love them. Just yesterday I went to the bar to drink a cappuccino and a brioche croissant with espresso also. Cappuccino and espresso. There were two gay people that I know. I told them, hey, what's up? How are you doing? Stuff like that. No hate. The maximum of respect, but you don't need to push a certain agenda in order to destroy the ordinary family. The ordinary family that still nowadays, whether you like it or not, the ordinary and normal family is made by father that loves mother, man that loves women, and that they together can build a legacy, like people that can child that can continue their family legacy. So yeah, the rights of certain minorities needs to be protected. I'm okay with that, but you don't need to push their wheels and their agenda so further than in schools. You see strange LGBT LGBTQ teachers promoting dangerous stuff to their students, especially at such a young age when they are vulnerable to what they hear. So, yeah, I think, guys, that like Donald Trump said, America needs to be healed. America as a country needs to heal, to recover, and to be a healthy nation. Not only economically, but also ideologically, because the same ideology that pissed off a lot of Americans are the same ideologies that European governments are pressing upon us, upon Italy, upon all Europe, in even harder ways, because a lot of people in 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 the US or in UK, you haven't been through what I've been through. You haven't been through by the discrimination of the COVID passport. You haven't been through by the fact that I couldn't walk outside from my apartment more than 1 kilometer from where I lived during the lockdown. Otherwise, I would risk to be fined more than 400 euros. You haven't lived all of this madness. I bet you that you have lived, if you had been through all of that I've been through, you also would ended up to become a Trump supporter. I'm 100% sure of that. So I want to end this video by telling you that if you agree with my words, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, because I have a couple of other videos in English language. Excuse me if I cannot speak English very good. Yo no puedo hablar un inglés perfecto, pero yo puedo hablar un poquito bien. Yo credo, yo pienso. Okay? I think that I can speak English good enough to make myself understood, So yeah. That's all, guys. C'est tout pour aujourd'hui. C'est tout. What can I say? Yeah, that's all. And I encourage you guys to just, please just use your brain and understand that Donald Trump is not the end of the world. It's a great opportunity to heal not only America, but the entire world, and to start using more common sense, and to start protecting the truly important values for the future of humanity, for the continuation of our race, our species, in a more advanced technologically way, and in a more advanced ideological way, in my opinion. So yeah, that's all. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe. Give me a comment down below. Let me know, because je voudrais savoir ce que vous pensez. Vorrei sapere quello che pensate. And ciao a tutti. Goodbye. See you later. Cheers. Bisous, bisous.